Hello one and all, Old School Gamer 1971 back with special call out to Millie and Lloyd. Before I begin, can I please ask that if you like what you hear today, to please subscribe. The first topic today is the single player, dying or thriving. Whilst multiplayer is a lot of fun with friends, I felt for a while a little bit let down by players either using bots or cheating. It does mar the experience massively. As well, if you have not got all day, every day to just play the one game, then you are massively behind. So you might start off on day one and you're doing pretty good because, you know, like nobody knows where they're going or what they're doing. But then all of a sudden they start to get that advantage because they're playing more hours. Not having as many hours to play means that I spend a lot more time on single player experiences. Games that are longer and more personal. Well, in my opinion anyway. This is the first generation where I've had such a massive backlog of games for platinuming. Witcher 3, Final Fantasy 15, Dragon Age, Metal Gear 5, God of War, LA Noire, Horizon Zero Dawn. Not including Red Dead 2 that's coming out, Days Gone, Last of Us 2, Shenmue 1 and 2 on the horizon. Anybody that thinks single player is dying, well, it isn't. But I can understand why companies want to make things, they want it to be online. To me, a online cooperative can also work. I think that is a good thing, but to think that it's just dying and it's going to be wiped out, I just find the stories as a bit more solid on the single player. So what I am playing today, Lego City Undercover. Well, I can thank a few of my friends for having a Lego game addiction almost. Kyle Cannon, if you ever watch this is a call out for you, and a call out to Daniel Lafar as well. Years ago we used to play 2-player, and even later on with my nephew Lloyd, we used to play 2-player, and it can be a lot of fun. And I know some people are going to be out there thinking kids games. No. A kid can play through a Lego game, true enough, but have a look at the amount of collectibles and what you have to do for those collectibles. And I cannot imagine a 14-15 year old who will be most likely going around to his friends and playing the latest GTA or the latest whatever other game he shouldn't be playing. But if you look even on this one, let's get the full count up if we can do. I bet we can't in here. Basically, all in all, there's like 450 gold bricks, there's 300 characters. There is an awful lot of stuff, and I cannot imagine a child having the patience to really do all of that. Now, this one is a little bit different because really, even though it won't look like it, you have a map that behaves like GTA with different things to do, cars to steal, and drop off at different locations where the police will chase you. And there's also other things as well that it has a lot in common with the GTA universe, the storyline, the plot, the pretty much the everything. It follows through with that, but at the same time you have levels like this which is very, very Lego, where you've got stuff to collect and things to do. I often think that these games are great to play with a younger person, because they're going to get something out of it, because they're going to get to play a game with an older sibling or a parent. And as well, it can also be like, then later on, if the older sibling feels up to it, trying to collect everything. I know my nephew liked all the different characters and things, and he used to love, and how many times it would be a case of trying to save up for that one character that he really, really wanted. But this one, I think, is a little bit different, and I think it got a little bit of an unfair slamming when it came out, because it does try and do something that different. So I'm enjoying what I'm playing. I've done the story mode now, and now it's on to collecting everything. I can imagine that probably by next week I will probably be on another game, and it will be another Lego game. I finished 2 Telltale games last week. In Guardians of the Galaxy was the first one, and then the Minecraft story mode. Yet again, 2 games that I really enjoy. I like the stories on them. So, on to my last topic today, store sales. I think probably they're one of the most positive things that you can get, from the perspective that if you've seen a game on a shelf for 40 quid and you weren't sure it was your thing, you're not going to buy it. And you're not. As much as people might like the game, and you might like the game, liking the game is not enough to warrant a £40 purchase just on nothing. Whereas, let's say the same game is, shall we say, 8 quid or £10 or whatever else it's going to be on the sale. Now at that point it becomes a bit more, oh well, is it like a game I own? And you might look a bit more into it, or even if it's cheap enough, you might even just jump in and go, yeah, do you know what, I think I'll have that. Now there's several games that I have that really, that was the way it was for me, whereby I bought it because it was cheap. Now, to me, that is a good thing, because you are going to get more sales long term. So you get your initial buyers who know what the game is, know that it's something they enjoy, and know that they're going to get something out of it. And then you get a second and maybe a third or whatever it is on a sale, whereby somebody will go, oh, do you know what, I'm going to put that in my basket. I mean, I know I do. I know, like, full well that there is times where I just look and I go, do you know what, I actually am going to buy that because it's only like 3-4 quid, and I'm going to spend 15 quid or 20 quid this week on the store, so I'm going to do that. I personally think it is a good thing, because it means that smaller companies have that chance of making something and making some money. I hope that it continues, because there has been several really, really good sales that has been on over a period of time, and hopefully they continue. As well, some of the smaller titles never get a physical release. This therefore means that unless you buy them on a physical sale, a store sale is, well, you can't get them. It's as simple as that. Unless they're released at a later date. Sometimes this happens where they release it first of all on the store to see response, and then they release it again later. but not always does that happen, and it is a shame because there is several titles that get forgotten about or pushed aside. But as well, on top of it, sales, sometimes a game might not be worth 40 quid, but it is worth, say, it might not be worth 40, but it might be worth 20 or 15 pounds. I think that it's one of the things that has made it so that I have such a large collection of games, and I hope that they continue to do it, because it is something that is really, really good, and it does give companies chance to, before they make their big game, to make some sort of money. Anyway, I hope that you've liked what you've heard today, and I hope to see you again next week. A shout out to those people I've mentioned today in the video. It was a lot of fun playing those games with those people, and I hope that you're back next week. Bye Millie, bye Lloyd.